Totes Recall.
Welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we talk about a movie we don't remember very well. Watch that movie while eating pizza and salad. Oh. Thank you, patron. How many of each of those? 2 of each.
Yeah.
two pizzas.
Rolling
2
in
salads,
it.
2 pizzas, 2 salads.
There's already more pizza talk
It's
than is
our
necessary.
salad days. It's our pizza days.
Yep.
It's the days of our lives.
Double trouble.
Oh,
My name is Dan.
I'm Molly.
I'm also Dan.
And I'm Beth.
And our movie this episode is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Spoiler alert.
Mrs.
I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds correct.
I'm 90% sure it's Mrs.
I was not sure about that, and
You
I
thought
didn't
it
want anyone to spoil it
was-
for me.
You thought it would
Miss?
be...
Well, I was like,
Ms. Mister?
my roommate asked me what movie we're watching
Yep.
tonight, and I said Miss Doubtfire, and then I was like, no, that doesn't sound right.
Dr.
Mrs.
Doubtfire.
Dr. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doot.
I think it is Mrs. because I believe she's a widow.
Yes. I'm going to double down on
The
that.
backstory is that she's a widow.
I'm going to double down
But
on that.
then not a Mrs. anymore?
You don't
You're
lose
still
the
Mrs.
Mrs. It's like how you still call presidents president after they're done being president.
Oh, after the...
Yeah.
Mrs. implies a marriage at one point?
Yes, because of the patriarchy, the idea is that because you took your husband's name and became Mrs. whatever, presumably Mr. Doubtfire,
Yeah.
after Mr. Doubtfire died,
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire was still Mrs. Doubtfire because of the patriarchy. So you
Sure.
still call her Mrs. Doubtfire.
I mean, you don't get to keep the land, but at least you get to keep the name.
Exactly.
Right.
Unless you are a hardscrabble woman who knows how to shoot a rifle and doesn't let any man tell her what to do.
Right.
That's
Or
probably a great movie. We should watch whatever movie that is.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Cold
I thought you
Mountain?
were describing
Probably.
this
That
movie, and I
sounds
was like,
something like a movie with that in it.
There are lots of movies with that in it. I'm curious, Beth, how well do you know this movie?
Have you seen this movie?
I've seen it. I've for sure seen it. I've probably seen it a couple times.
Sure.
But not recently. Like, I think I saw it as a kid, which I've discovered if I saw it as a kid, I don't remember it at all.
Sure.
There's a lot of stuff that probably went over my head that I didn't get. Like,
But, like, what is the basic premise?
basic premise is that the Robin Williams
Yep.
The
Yes.
Robin Williams.
is
R.I.P.
now divorced
Mm.
and does not have custody of his children.
Wow.
And he wants to see his children, so he discovers that his ex-wife is looking for a nanny, and he applies to be the nanny dressed as a woman, and a character that he makes named Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes.
And hilarity ensues. Pierce Brosnan is there.
Oh, yeah.
Harvey Weinstein is his brother.
What?
And it like helps him do his makeup. And he is on a television show.
Is that his name?
Harvey Weinstein?
Isn't that the giant cigar chomping producer?
I think that's his name.
The Weinstein brothers?
Oh, okay. Beth sped. It's Harvey Weinstein.
I mean, there could be
There
more
could
than
be two. There could be
Okay.
two Harvey Weinsteins.
Is
I
Dan's
might
bet
be
that Harvey
making-
Weinstein is
I mean,
also
Sure.
the Miramax Bros?
I don't know. Now I'm questioning myself. But
Isn't one
I
of
thought
them
that
named
was
Harvey?
the actor's name.
I
It
don't
could be
know.
both. And I could be giving the wrong name to one of the Weinstein brothers as well.
Well,
This is going to be a roller coaster bet.
Yes. My only trivia about the Weinstein brothers that I have is that Miramax is their parents' first names.
Did they produce this movie?
Miramax.
I
Is this
don't
a
think
Miramax
so.
movie?
I feel like this
Ooh,
has
I
got to
love
be
a
a
production
Disney.
company.
Hey.
Whoa.
Dan's bet, TriStar.
Nice.
Molly's bet, Paramount.
I doubled in on
Oh,
Paramount.
that's a better one.
I don't know why. It doesn't
I'm
matter.
gonna go Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel Studios.
Oh, if Mrs. Doubtfire was a licensed Marvel character, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
She uses a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, like
Yes.
it's like it was like if Willie the Postman, look it up, missed the Fantastic Four and decided to dress up like a nanny to take care of the fantastic children.
Are there fantastic children?
Eventually.
Okay. Do they have fantastic powers?
They do. One of them,
Well,
Franklin Richards, is one of the most powerful mutants in the world whose reality-altering powers could cause chaos if they were not suppressed by, I believe, his evil time-traveling grandfather. I don't remember.
Wow.
Look
Tweet
it
at
up.
us, nerds.
Yeah.
Hashtag Frankie Fantastic.
Yeah.
The thing that I remember the thing that I remember about Mrs. Doubtfire is that clip that was constantly being shown of Robin Williams dressed as Mrs. Doubtfire
Yes.
throwing a piece of fruit at Pierce Brosnan.
Run by
Yes.
fruiting.
Run by fruiting? Oh, is this sort of like drive-by shooting? Why is that a funny thing?
This thing that Dan just said.
Run by fruiting. Yeah, why is that funny?
Yeah, why is Dan funny?
No, that's the line from the movie.
It is?
Yeah, but why
She
is it
says,
funny?
"Oh, it was a run by fruiting."
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
okay.
It is, and it's
Wow,
like
wow.
highlighted over and over and over again. I could never figure out, like,
Yeah.
is it?
It's a pun
I
of
mean,
drive-by shooting,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
that's a terrible joke. Why did they highlight it so much?
Because I think the main humor that they were highlighting was Pierce Brosnan getting hit in the head.
Well,
With
then
the
that's
fruit.
what they should have shown.
They don't show that part. They just show him saying "run by fruiting."
then that doesn't make any
That doesn't
sense.
make any sense then.
No wonder you don't
I
understand
think
why it's funny.
Dan's bet, you see him get hit in the head with
I think
fruit.
it's a plum. I'll go ahead and
Oh,
put
great. I
Molly's
love
bet
that.
it's a plum.
That's amazing.
I
I'm
don't
gonna say
remember that at
orange.
all.
I'm gonna say half an apple.
Wow.
Granny Smith.
Oh, I don't know.
Just grapes,
Just a bunch of grapes or like one grape.
like the whole thing.
That's amazing.
Great cluster. Yeah, I think it's a play on drive-by shooting.
Yeah. What else
I
would
mean,
it be?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was maybe a British thing.
I mean, it might be.
A run by fruiting.
Tweet at us, Brits.
That might
Yeah.
be like Cockney slang.
Oh, sure, for drive-by shooting.
Yeah.
Like apples and pears.
What's that stand for? Or not stand for? Whatever. However that
It's
works.
probably like
Stairs.
tables and chairs.
Really,
What?
stairs?
Come on.
The apples and pears. Yeah. Pretty
Oh,
sure.
like I'm go up the apples and pears.
Go the apples and pears. Yeah.
I've never, ever understood rhyming slang.
Get on the dog and a bone. Give a
Oof.
dog a bone. I think that's phone.
What?
Yeah.
You're just
What?
making this up.
That's just confusing.
Tweet at us, Cockney heads, whether I'm right or wrong, with hashtag
Bone phone.
bone phone. Hair stare. One of the two.
I am scared to look up what that hashtag brings up.
Bone phone?
Bone phone.
Oh, yeah.
I assume
yeah.
that's
Oh, no.
like...
I mean, things are going to happen.
If there's not a gif of the scene from Nightmare on Elm Street
Yeah.
where Freddy's tongue comes out of the phone
Yeah.
and licks a young woman's face
Yep.
No.
in really weird, like,
No.
Play-Doh
Nope.
CGI,
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
then they're using the
Play-Doh
hashtag wrong.
CGI.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
it
they're
was
using the hashtag
not
wrong,
CGI.
and or I don't understand the internet anymore.
Yeah. Because that's a great gif. That
It
gif
does.
should exist.
Yeah, it probably
looks
does. It
terrible.
has to, right?
Yeah.
Scared.
GIF. That's all I
Tweet
can
at us. Hashtag bone phone with that gif.
Hashtag GIF GIF.
Hashtag who cares.
Yeah, right?
Great. Yes. Run by Fruiting is the peak of laugh lines in this movie.
Absolutely.
Dan's
Really?
bet. That's the comedic peak of this movie.
The zenith of the movie is run by fruiting.
Yes.
Okay. Contrary opinion.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
I think it's the scene where they're in the restaurant at the end
No.
and somebody's choking and then he's on like he's on a date maybe.
What?
Who is?
Oh, he said Robin
Robin
Williams.
Williams is on a date.
Oh, and he's got to
But
keep
then-
swapping.
Yeah. And then it gets all messy, but then she starts to choke. The wife starts
Oh.
to choke. And
I
then
thought
he has to-
Brosnan started
Oh,
to choke.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Then it shows that he's like actually a decent human being.
And then
'Cause he could
and
choke?
then
No,
there's-
because he can save his ex-wife's lover.
Oh,
or
sure.
whatever.
then there's like a shot like the meatball like shoots out and it lands on the table and it cuts to like the little girl and she's got like a big shocked face and the meatball's like huge in front of her.
Okay.
So
So
That's probably
That's
the
your-
funniest
That's
moment.
a Heimlich by shooting.
I don't understand why you're so fixated on this.
Because they presented it full stop.
Who is
in
they?
The Paramount or whoever it was who marketed this film. I
Uh-huh.
have seen that clip so many times. Like I feel like when this movie came out, it was promoted heavily.
And when did this movie come out?
Oh, great
Ooh.
question. 90.
I asked Molly.
I'm gonna guess 96.
3.
95.
What year is that?
94.
Cowardly guess.
I'll say 95. Is that the one that's not?
94 would put you in between everything
Okay,
as
yeah.
well.
Do you feel comfortable being at whatever age you were at 95, having seen this movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
6.
95?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're welcome, America. Now I'm 35.
Hey.
We all are. Yes, we all are. And have been since the beginning of time.
Yep.
Yeah, so Dan's bet, I'm going to be sad Robin Williams is dead.
Sure.
Yep.
Oh.
For sure.
Other Dan's bet, I'm going to be sad about most of this movie because it will not age well at all.
Oh, Molly's bet, this whole bit about getting around custody issues is going to be not hilarious. I think it's going to
Yeah, I guess that's pretty deceitful
Yeah.
to, like, infiltrate a house
Right.
that you're not allowed in.
Well,
Right.
but also the idea of a man dressed as a woman vacuuming as high comedy is super irritating.
That's what I'm
Okay.
talking about.
Well, there's two sides of this coin now
Yeah.
Mhm.
because he's dressed as a woman, but he's also dressed as an older woman.
And
So
an
it's-
overweight woman.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
a British woman.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is 90% of this movie is going to be problematic.
That's high. 90%?
I think she's Scottish. I think it's a Scottish accent.
Oh, great. I like that. That's still British. Come at me.
Oh,
Maybe.
man, come at you
Yeah.
hard.
Because you're on
Yeah.
the island of
Yeah, you're
Britain.
right. Sure.
Tweet
Okay.
at us.
Fair
Tweet
enough.
at us, please.
Fair enough.
I guess I get very confused about all that. There's countries.
Yeah.
But they make a kingdom,
Right.
though
It's
they
the
have a
United
queen.
Kingdom.
Sure.
And then the island is Great Britain.
Mm-hmm.
And both things are the British Isles.
Sure.
Yes.
And maybe by the time this is released, Scotland's like not even going to be part of the UK.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Good
Yeah.
Anyway, tweet at us.
stuff.
Okay, and the reason I remember that restaurant scene at all is because Broad City does a complete parody of it, one of their episodes.
Oh, that sounds
So-
like something I would enjoy.
Yeah, that doesn't really count as me remembering that scene. Does it?
Well, you must have remembered it to get that it was a parody of the thing.
Well, someone pointed it out to me, and then I was like, oh,
Oh.
yeah.
They're like,
And
oh, this is in Dr. Doubtfire. And you-
yeah.
Commodore Doubtfire.
The waiter in the Broad City episode is the little girl from the movie.
Whoa.
She also played Matilda.
Whoa.
Wow, yeah.
Mhm.
Great.
I haven't
And then
Laura Wilson.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Is
that's
that a
her
bet?
name. Yes,
That
that is
sounds
my
right.
bet.
Someone Wilson?
And then are we going to say
Mara.
the son is just some nobody who went nowhere?
No, I feel like we'll recognize him too, but I can't name like what he was in. Other
Home
than that
Improvement.
movie. I feel like he was.
I
in
mean,
Home
that's a good
What,
bet
Improvement.
really?
for little boys in the 90s,
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
Yeah.
That is a good bet.
Or like Boy Meets World.
Oh.
I almost said Boy Saves World.
Was it
which,
a Savage? That's a
That's a Savage.
The other
no,
Savage?
that's the other Savage.
oh
Fred
yeah,
and-
it's not the main kid. It's
Oh.
like maybe his friend. I don't know.
Cool.
No, they're different people. Who knows? That's bet. That actor is in more than one thing.
Nice.
Bold. Beal bowl, oh big man back ends. I want to talk about vacuuming some more.
Okay.
Is the joke just that she's vacuuming? Because doesn't she, like, keep sucking her bra or whatever? Like,
There's definitely a lot of like he has trouble with his fake breasts jokes
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah. But I feel like in the Dan's bet, in the vacuum, it's not just like, oh, it's a vacuum, but he, like, can't manage all the parts and, like, keeps, like, the wand or whatever, like, sucks on parts of his costume.
Because what does he know? Am I right, ladies?
Yeah. He's just a voiceover artist.
Yes. Which I thought
Oh.
was super cool
I
when
did
I
as
was a
well.
kid and saw this. He was like, "Oh shit, he's like Tweety Bird."
Yeah. He does. Is it Tweety Bird or it's just like
It's like some bird.
Tweety Bird parallel?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's some bird.
And then also-
if this is Paramount, there's no way it's Tweety Bird.
He's a
Yeah.
voiceover artist.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
I remember
also,
him being on camera at one
Yeah, I
point.
thought he was an actor.
Oh, maybe that's his big break? No, it definitely starts with him doing voiceover for.
Yeah.
Does
Cartoon
Julia
Bird.
Wait, am I
Child get
thinking of
referenced?
Tootsie? Is Tootsie on camera?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm thinking of
That's a soap
Tootsie.
opera.
That's a different
Oh.
one where someone dressed up like a woman.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
But you know they were like, this is Tootsie meets Mr. Mom.
Probably.
Oh,
yes.
for
That is
sure.
absolutely what was on the
Mhm.
whiteboard.
That's the pitch meeting.
Yep.
It also takes place in San Francisco,
Oh.
That sounds right.
which I always identified with as that was a large city close to where I grew up.
Sure.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Dan's bet he has a falling out with his employer because he does not agree with the cartoon characters smoking cigarettes.
Oh,
Wow. This is
ethical.
deep.
It's telling
It's the
stories.
mid '90s.
He's
so
a good man.
He's a good
Good.
man.
He's good.
Okay, audience. He
And
may
his
be
Why-
breaking.
Wife and the court may not agree.
Yes, exactly.
But
Why does his wife think that he's like? Why does he why does he lose custody of his children in the first place?
I think
he's
he's just like
irresponsible.
Or like
Yeah. he's just like a mess. Like he can't get places on time.
Oh, Dan's bet. The final straw is he's throwing one of the kids a birthday party, and he's just like a big kid, and she's sick of having so many children in the house, and she needs him to grow up. And then he's like, but I don't know. Basically, she's sick of him being Robin Williams, so they get divorced.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause
We
she's
see
a-
them get divorced. It doesn't
Yes.
start with them already pre-divorced.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, Beth, you can disagree with me if you want. I'm pretty sure in this one they do not go to court. He is divorced, and then when the gavel comes down, it cuts to a Mrs. Doubtfire title card.
Ah,
Whoa.
that would be good. It
That
should
would
start
be
that way.
amazing.
Yes.
Oh, I already don't want to see this
Yeah.
movie.
His wife is a cold-hearted lady who has no fun.
I bet she's like the home improvement mom and the
Isn't it
Everybody
Sally
Loves
Field?
Raymond
Yeah, Sally
mom.
Field.
It's
Yeah.
Sally Field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
I like her.
All right, we back in?
No, I do
I
like
mean,
Sally Field.
I like Sally Field. I like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I liked this movie when I watched it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I did too.
I'm worried now.
Yep,
Honestly,
yep,
I'm worried about it.
yep, me too.
I think it's gonna be just a trait of like, these gender roles are a bummer.
Yeah.
Robin Williams is so great and he's dead.
Oh my god.
Just giving these like double layers of Bummer Town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mental
mean,
illness is
but
a
what
real
about
problem.
just like delight, like of a father spending time with his children,
Sure.
and
Sure.
I'm a father with
and
a child.
really well done British accent or Scottish accent.
Or maybe they're the same.
They are not.
Uh,
Well,
I feel like those are fighting words.
There's no such thing as a British accent then. Because that's too broad.
oh boy.
Oh my
English.
God.
so when
Probably.
you said British, then what did you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, did
Why
I say
would
that?
we say so?
No, I'm just fighting the fight.
Yeah.
I meant English.
Oh boy.
Our Australian listeners love this, right?
Sure.
Because they hate the Palms.
The what?
The what?
People of the motherland.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
All right.
People of the motherland is
Yeah.
palms?
Palms.
Palms.
P-O-M.
Oh, palms.
They don't put-
It's not Potham.
Yeah,
No, you
Bottom
keep the
is
T
save
out.
the T.
That's how abbreviations usually work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess unless they work in your favor.
Right.
But like of is a really short word. Would you put that in there as
But
well?
PMs.
Boom.
It's
That's
confusing.
Prime Minister.
Yeah, that'd be
That's-
confusing.
That's
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
much.
Because then you might get
Palms.
arrested.
Dirty Palms.
Yeah. Ooh, dirty PM. Oh no! And then I'm in jail.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The other day
That's
I typed
all right.
boom
Those
done
bitch.
in an email.
I'm
like-
sorry, what?
Okay, so
Boom done?
boom done.
Like one word?
No, like
Oh.
2 words.
Punctuation?
No, well, boom, comma, done.
Period.
Period.
Full stop for our British listeners.
Oh
Oh.
my God.
Lip service.
What do you-
This is insane. What's
She's not
wrong
sending a
with you?
telegram across the
That's what they
Atlantic.
say instead of period.
All
They say
right.
full stop.
Oh, come on. Who they say?
British people.
Currents.
Palms.
Oh boy.
I hope there is so much hate mail for this.
Yeah, I do too.
I hope there's any kind of mail.
Anyway, you said boom done.
Well, I realized I adopted it because my boss said it, because her 2-year-old said it to her. I went to her, she's like, boom, done.
Okay.
And that's how I feel when I finish any task.
Yeah.
It's like a very satisfying boom, done. And I sent it in an email recently, and I was like, I might as well just ask for the TSA to start, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you can just type boom anymore.
Sure you can.
Wait, the word boom you think is off
I
limits?
think as long as they then scan the rest of the email and be like, oh, they're not talking about anything exploding, they'll be fine.
And the TSA
Like,
is
if you're
reading
like-
your emails?
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, they'll forward it to the TSA, like, look out for this one.
Yeah.
All right.
I think you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
This is actually, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure if this was just in the marketing material or if it's actually in the movie.
Yeah.
At some point, Robin Williams walking on the street as Dr. Commissar Doubtfire with Aerosmith's Dude Looks Like a Lady in the background.
Oh.
Oh.
2 on the nose.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's the mid-90s.
Oh, does he also get, like, catcalled? and
Probably, yeah.
responds.
Oh.
Yeah, that
Oh,
sounds right.
I'm gonna hate this movie.
I
so
think he
hard.
also checks out a hot lady
while
While in costume.
while in
Yes.
costume,
Mhm.
and then someone's like, "Ooh,"
Yeah.
confused about him.
Yeah,
her.
her.
Uh-huh.
Doctor.
Right. We
Yep.
write it down.
Doctor.
Dr. Doubtfire.
Dr. Doubtfire.
Hot lady.
There's that scene where Dr. Doubtfire doesn't have her mask, so she puts
Oh,
the,
she puts the shaving
pie
cream.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ladies
yeah.
love facials.
Ooh, that's a famous moment in that movie. I am now realizing how much of the adult, just being an adult parts of this movie went over my head when I watched this as a kid. Like, I never actually processed, like, who that person in his apartment was that he was then having to pretend to be Mrs. Doubtfire. Like, that's clearly, like, someone from the state or the court, like, confirming that he is still,
Oh.
like, a functional adult because he's fighting to appeal for his custody of his children.
Oh, sure.
Oh, it's like a home visit kind
Yeah.
of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He has a whole home visit.
Yeah.
Is that what?
And that's why he says, hello. Because he's like, oh, he's not home yet. I'm his sister, I think.
Oh, that's right. He also. That's right.
Yeah.
I remember. He also is his sister, but then there's the thing about he has a different accent from a different land, and then they're confused why she's sister.
Maybe, something like that.
Like,
This is a terrible movie.
Jesus.
It's horrible.
This was your idea, Molly.
No, it absolutely was not.
it
That
was
is a
my
lie.
idea.
Oh, okay.
I apologize. Sorry.
No, don't
everyone.
apologize. Like, I want this to be on the public record that Molly just assumes every movie we're going to watch is going to be terrible.
Yeah.
So, don't...
Well, then here's my complaint. When we voted on what movie to watch, 3 of the people at this table did vote.
Mhm,
Uh-huh.
It's true.
One of them abstained.
Yeah.
And could have caused a tie.
Yeah.
Oh.
In which case, we would have had to watch a different movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you had just
So-
engaged with our podcast democracy,
Yeah.
which we fought an island for many years ago.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think I got distracted. I forgot.
Probably writing too many terrorist emails.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom,
Boom, boom, boom, boom, boom. Destroy King George. Taxation.
Tea in the harbor.
Oh
Is
boy.
this gonna pass the Bechdel Wallace?
Ooh, great question.
Yes.
Yeah?
Wow.
Is he the mother-daughter?
I guess, yeah, I'm going to guess that the daughter and the mom talk to each other.
What do you think they talk about? Anything other than Robin Williams or Pierce Brosnan?
Ooh.
Now, if
No.
they talk about
Bedtime.
Sure.
Sure.
if they talk about Mrs. Doubtfire, while neither of them knows
Ooh.
that
Nope.
Mrs. Doubtfire is a man.
No, because, like, for the test is, like, not from, like, within the movie. It's from, like, an outsider's perspective.
Oh,
And
sure.
we know that he's a
Yep.
man.
Sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's
You're right.
fair.
So, have you seen Baby Driver?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, I want to get back to that, and I want to talk about Bechdel Wallace in the context of Baby Driver.
Yeah, you already told us that we've ruined that movie for you and all movies.
Oh,
remember?
yes. Did I do that?
Yeah.
Was that on Slack?
Yeah. So you came onto our channel. For the listeners, we have a Slack channel where we talk about the logistics of doing this show.
Yeah,
And
try
Molly
and
will
put
come
out
on to
quality
complain
product.
about movies, but she will not come on to help us choose the movie to watch.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, if you also, if we've ruined Baby Driver for you, because now you think about gender disparities in film too much, tweet at us.
Hashtag,
Hashtag.
bummer driver.
But no spoilers, please, because I probably will still watch the movie.
Yeah, you should. It's, you know.
Does the
ooh,
family have a dog?
great question.
Really.
Oh, the dog recognizes him, right?
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Or tries to eat his bra.
Oh, he burns his bra.
There's a
in the
lot of bra
oven.
humor in this.
Yeah, like he definitely
Too much
sets
bra
he
humor.
sets one of his fake breasts on fire. At some
Yeah,
point
that's
while
Oh,
cooking.
yeah.
Because men don't know how to cook over a hot stove. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah, all men lean down really far because we can.
Yeah,
Because
because
we
we can. We've never to think about it. We've never to think about it. There's so much clearance. We're just like, I'm just gonna get right in there.
The patriarchy doesn't put shields on stoves.
No, exactly. Think about it. Think about the design of stoves.
Designed for men.
Yep.
The historically primary user of it.
Yeah. Think about every old-timey ad you've seen from the 50s. What is it? It's always a very, like somewhat fitted shirted man leaning over a hot stove having a great time.
Yeah, and he's flipped his tie over his shoulder
Yes.
because he knows.
He knows
That
that.
could catch on fire.
But he knows that that's all he has to worry about.
Yeah,
just
that's
the
the
time.
one thing
The
that can
one
light on
thing
fire.
that could light on fire.
Anyway, I think the dog eats part of his costume and probably his bra.
Great.
Okay, fair.
Sounds fair. I do feel like his brother tries to talk him out of it.
Yeah.
That's my guess, right? He's like, "This is crazy."
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody
Someone
tells him it's
should.
a terrible idea because then he has to have some foil for arguing his case
Right.
and getting us on board,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I refuse to do.
What?
I
Wow.
refuse to go along with this movie. I mean, maybe I will. I'll probably love it.
Yeah, I think like that's the whole I mean, the whole purpose of giant Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein's character is to one, help Robin Williams get the materials needed to become Mrs. Doubtfire, but two, also be like the only person who knows what's going on, so he can be like, "What are you doing? This is a terrible idea."
Why is he doing this? Just to spend time with this kid?
I believe
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
He loves,
he loves him
his
so
kids.
much.
Well, he's a good man.
He's a
Oh.
good man. He's-
I bet the judge is a lady.
Ooh, that is actually a great bet.
Ooh, Lady Judge.
Yeah.
Lady Judge.
And she probably has a name because she'll have a nameplate.
Ooh, maybe. Unless it
Their
just says,
name
like,
is-
honor or something. The
Yeah.
Honorable.
the honorable
His
Lady
judge.
Yes, that'd be amazing. Yeah, I wonder what will be the judge gender.
Judge Judy.
Judge
Judge-
gender.
Jen.
The judgiest kind of gender.
Judge Ryan.
Am I right, man?
Yeah.
Right? Is that where you were going with that?
I'm not sure I understood what that
No,
was.
I didn't get it.
We were free associated with judges.
So, here's a question
Yeah.
that I'd like to put this to the table
Mm.
before I just make a hard and fast bet because I am a coward.
Yep.
Okay.
Do we think that Pierce Brosnan
Oh, yeah.
is like a pretty like settled new man in her life, or it's sort of like he's just entering the picture and so Dr. Doubtfire is trying to like mess up the dynamic so that he doesn't get too close?
I think he's just in the picture
Yeah.
because he's basically not even so much competing for his ex-wife's love as for his children's love.
Okay.
But both.
Follow-up question then. Does Pierce Brosnan play like a super cool rich guy who gives the kids a bunch of stuff?
I don't know. He's definitely a rich guy, but
Yeah.
I feel like you're not supposed
Isn't
to like.
everyone in this movie kind of a rich
I
person
think so.
though?
But I
Not
don't
Rob
think
Williams.
the kids
Okay.
take a shine to him at
Okay.
first. Maybe.
They
I don't
don't?
know. Like I feel like that's a second shoe to drop.
Yeah.
But that might
Yeah.
just be how movies work.
Do you think it's one and one? Like one kid is all about Pierce Brosnan, the other one's like, "You're terrible. You're not my dad."
That seems like too much development. Like too much of an arc.
Maybe.
I feel like maybe the older boy is a little bit more skeptical.
Oh sure.
But maybe he's like been disappointed by his dad so many times.
Oh.
And then they get to
Brutal.
play the daddy's girl card
What?
to have the daughter be on board, not on board, and still loyal to her dad.
Oh, yeah. And she recognized, she goes, "Dad?" Like that at some point, right?
Like right at
Wow.
the end or earlier?
It's like- He fools everybody for
Earlier.
a
No,
while.
I think the kids know before.
What?
What?
Really?
Oh, they do find out.
Yeah, the kids
Oh yeah,
find
no,
out
they definitely
before-
find out earlier.
And then he's like, "Don't tell your mom."
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay,
This is
Dad,
illegal.
this is weird.
Is,
Okay,
is
go ahead.
Pierce Brosnan a jerk? Is he a classic
Yes,
new
Is
dad
he?
jerk?
sort of.
But he's not like cheating on her or anything.
No,
Not that
He's
level.
not like villainous. He's
Compared to the new love in San Andreas, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yes. Absolutely. Let's talk about it.
Where does he rate? Because that guy starts as like probably pretty okay.
Yeah.
And then at one point abandons children to falling rubble.
Yeah.
And now we know he's a bad man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he can
Still
be
not
killed later.
convinced that
Spoilers
he
for
said
San
that.
Andreas.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But go see it. It's great.
It is
still.
great. Look it up.
The Rock is the greatest movie person of our time.
USA number
Movie person.
one. Movie person. I don't know. I feel like he is. I don't know. I feel like he's kind of established as an okay dude, at least. Like maybe he's a little.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe he is a little more. Like maybe he actually isn't trying to win over the children. Maybe he's just like, I don't really like kids.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I feel like that's probably like that's why we feel okay with it not working
Yeah.
out, is because he's like not good with the kids, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, Robin Williams is better
Yeah.
at being a dad than Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, come on. All right, so how many?
Wait, did you just say, I mean, come on, as if we know about Pierce Brosnan and Robin Williams' child-raising abilities in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Really?
No.
All right.
So how many Run by Fruitings?
Oh, boy.
On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the best, will you give this?
So now you're
Crappy
saying
movie.
Run by Fruitings are a good thing.
No.
Oh, right.
Okay, fine. Hello.
How many hellos?
How many hellos?
How about Hello Fruits?
Hello,
Hello
fruits.
fruits.
Great.
What? That's just a thing you made up.
Yeah, it is.
Hello.
Fruits.
Oh boy, I don't know. I am expecting to be horrified at what was considered okay when this movie came out. So I'm going to say 2. I think there will still be comedic performances, and you're just like, yes, these are very talented actors. Good job, Sally, Robin, kids, probably. They're probably fine. But I'm just worried that so much of the premise of this movie hinges on what will now seem like so outdated, like, perspective on gender and just heteronormative behavior, and it's just gonna be uncomfortable for most of the runtime.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 2 hello fruits as
Uh-huh.
well.
It's catching on.
Thank you. I'm very quick. But because I believe I've seen this movie several times, but don't really remember any of it, so that probably means that it's okay. That's how I feel about this
Great.
movie.
I'm going to give it 2 as well.
Wow.
I expect to be simultaneously delighted and saddened by Robin Williams,
Mhm.
and kind of bored by most of the movie. We didn't talk at all about divorce, really, Molly. Thank
Well, I was saving it
Yeah,
for the second
wow.
half.
you. Okay.
Oh, all right. Well, teaser
Teaser.
alert.
Hot divorce tag after the break. But there'll be some of that. It'll be fine. Who cares?
So 2.
So cheap.
Wow.
And 2 what?
Did not realize that this was.
Thank you very much.
See, it just it has.
It does work.
Yeah, yeah.
In a totes recall first,
Uh-huh.
I will also give 2
Wow.
Whoa.
Ooh, fruits.
Across the table.
Unanimous.
It's never happened.
I don't think it
as
has
far as I know.
conversations.
But I'm sort of excited that we all have uniformly low expectations because then I think 1, it's got to be better than Phantom Menace,
Oh yeah.
and 2, we can all
Why
be.
are you making that noise? It for sure is better.
I'm just saying, at least Phantom Menace had pretty colors, fun space stuff, and like crazy shit happening. This is literally just gonna be a dude dressed like a woman, and we're supposed to laugh at him for 90 minutes.
All right.
That's the movie.
We're gonna save it. Which is better? This is Doubtfire or Phantom Menace after. For sure, this is better. Yeah, it's better.
And with that, we're going to press pause. We're going to go watch Dr. Doubtfire, and we'll be right back. And we're back. We have just watched 2 hours and 5 minutes of worse than expected.
Wow.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
I had the opposite reaction.
Alright.
Really?
Also had that.
Mhm.
Save it for the end.
Thank you.
Came out in 1993. I nailed it. Good
Boom.
job,
Good
me.
job, you.
And yes, this movie was in 1993. Let's jump straight into clothes talk. Because every time Rob Williams' son was on the
Yeah.
screen, I
Oh,
was like,
man.
I love what this kid's wearing.
It
He-
was so 90s.
He literally never wore a shirt that couldn't have fit one more of him.
Yes.
Like-
Yes.
Even his shoes were like maybe 3 sizes.
Really?
Everything was.
I mean, yeah, he had like just like basketball shoes
Oh,
on.
sure,
Do you know
sure,
what I mean?
sure.
Yeah, and then like real baggy, like light khaki
Oh, yeah.
chinos.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was definitely a super wide pocket somewhere on those pants.
Yeah.
He had
To
a
put your
bowl cut.
disc man.
With like that weird bitten back,
It was like a
though.
bowl
Yeah.
mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bullet.
Ooh.
A bullet.
The bullet.
Yeah.
Number 1 with a bullet.
Matthew Lawrence, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Joey
From
Lawrence's
Boy-
brother.
Oh, Joey Lawrence's brother.
Yeah.
You mentioned that during the movie, and I didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
And he was in Boy Meets World.
Yay!
I'm a genius.
We did it.
We did it. Yeah, his outfits were bananas. Even some of Robin Williams' shirt choices were very just like, oh, all right, that's what an adult man wore in 1993.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one point where I can't remember which character it was, but I felt like every piece of item of clothing he was wearing was linen. It was like the same fabric, but it was like different colors. It was like a linen coat with a linen vest, and then a linen like shirt,
Oh,
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
then a linen tie.
Nice.
yeah, and Robin Williams' character figures out life except how to dress for court.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like, come on.
He actually looked more cartoonish in the second court scene.
But you got to remember, guys, it's the 90s.
That's true. Fair point.
It is the 90s. They do talk about that.
They
at
let
some-
us know it's the 90s.
Yeah. When they allude to maybe having a foursome.
Something like
maybe
that.
I was reading too far into
Oh.
that. Maybe just like,
At least a threesome.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Or just finding
Oh,
some women for
I
an
thought
old man.
it was like oh, you get someone, I get someone.
Well,
kinda
he had to
deal.
clarify though, because after Robin was like, "Sure, it's the '90s." Like, no, I mean a woman for me, and then slammed another
Oh.
Scotch whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely like threesome talk.
Hey, it's the
Classic
90s.
90s.
Yeah.
Let's run down Beth's opening predictions.
Oh yeah,
Ron Williams' movie.
nailed it.
Yes, got it. Divorce.
Crushed
he
it.
gets no custody. 98%
Mostly.
there.
Yeah.
He gets 1 day a week, Saturdays.
I mean, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a nanny character. Nailed it.
Do it.
Hilarity ensues.
Nah, some.
Yeah.
Also
little.
tragedy.
I'd
A
say
lot
hilarity.
of tragedy.
I caught myself not laughing too often, but I did have a smile on my face for many of the scenes.
I'll agree to that.
And I was kind of like nodding and
yeah.
smiling. Like
Dan sat closest to me, and he can probably confirm that there were often times where I would just mutter, "That's a good joke."
Yeah.
And the rest of the time I was muttering, no, stop it. Stop laughing.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Molly kind of lost it.
Molly spent most of the movie looking at her phone and swearing.
Yeah.
I actually think that, like, from an outsider's perspective, that this might be the movie that Molly has hated the most that we've ever
Oh.
watched.
Yeah.
And I feel like, Beth, during the movie, you mentioned City Slickers.
Yes.
And I feel like we got City Slickered. That
We definitely got City
it's
Slickers.
a
Yeah.
90s movie that you expect will be funny.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is, but mostly it's by the power of one actor who's meant to make everything funny and
Yeah.
to carry all the humor.
Yes.
Those plus the hysterical gender bending situations,
Right.
which aren't funny anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, but also it was just tragic. It was just serious
A lot of real
divorce
A
talk.
talk.
lot of real talk.
A lot of real
oh my
talk.
gosh.
And I mean, you know, I love to tease about divorce talk just because
Sure.
it's become a bit and it's really fun. But I will say for
I think
but hold on. But
All right.
I had parents who should have gotten a divorce
Sure.
and did not, and had a really similar dynamic as these parental figures.
as
So it
Daniel
was-
and Miranda.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was very painful to watch it play out.
Yeah.
And those fight scenes were very realistic and exhausting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they actually did a really good job of showing people who have a bad marriage.
Yeah.
Like in a realistic way.
Yeah, it was very. It didn't go so far at any point where they're just like, we are being movie angry with each other.
Yeah.
It very much felt like these are people who have been having this argument for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Robin Williams was making bad choices, but not so bad that you're like, you don't believe him?
Yeah, like
Like,
he
he was-
wasn't like an asshole.
Yeah,
He
he
just
just-
clearly was not listening to her
Yeah,
for
and
most of their marriage.
Kind of had his head up his own ass.
Yeah.
I wonder. Well, okay, so I can. I'm gonna bring up divorce talk.
Well, somebody has to.
I mean, that was
I mean, we're
half
already
this
talking about
movie.
it. Yeah,
all of this movie,
But-
maybe.
yeah.
like, so the movie was in '93, so maybe it's not the right timing for people in this room, but maybe I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
Like, but if you were a child that saw this movie and your parents were going through divorce, and there's this long speech at the end about divorce and
Uh-huh.
how, like, sometimes parents are better people when they're apart, and that doesn't mean that they love you, and all that kind of stuff. There's so much divorce talk in the whole movie. Like, if that was helpful to any children of that time who were going through that, do you know what I mean?
Probably. I mean, it's a good. The ending message is a good one.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, don't personalize it. It's not your fault. Your parents are still like your parents.
Yeah, and like, don't. It's okay that they're apart, and maybe it's better because for many cases it is.
Yeah.
And
right?
families, like, can be any sort of arrangement.
Right.
Yeah.
Family. As we would learn.
Yeah.
7 to 20 years later, or whatever, in the Fast and Furious franchise.
7 to 20 years.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. When did this come out? 93? I think we're getting there. We're almost there. Like, we're definitely like within the realm of like being sat down with mother and father, being told that mother and father were separating. I don't know. I feel like this movie definitely, I never have thought of this movie as like, oh, I totally resonated with this film personally because of that element of the story.
Right.
Yeah,
you resonated with like.
Well, you know what I
pretending to be a
mean.
nanny
Yeah,
to,
well,
like,
yeah. I resonated with
like-
throwing limes at Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Like,
and
Oh,
having your fake
limes.
breasts light on fire.
right,
Did
because
any of us guess limes?
No, I think
Orange was the closest.
we have plum, grapes.
what did I
It's a
say?
citrus fruit.
I said
Half
half
an
an
apple.
apple.
Grapes. Yeah, I mean, oranges was an option.
Yeah.
In the stack of fruit next to him,
Yeah.
there was limes, lemons, orange.
But structurally,
I mean,
limes on
he's
top.
gonna grab the lime.
Gotta go
Oh,
for the
no,
lime.
pineapple on top.
That would have
Oh,
been
sure.
amazing. You
Right.
think there's a take?
Lethal.
You think in the
I wish.
NC-17 take, it's just Pierce Brosnan getting clocked with a
It's
pineapple?
like a blood
Yeah.
spray. Just like slumps down.
And he falls into the pool face down, blood flowing
Yeah.
out of his head
And it's
while
like,
children scream. Yeah.
That was James Bond.
Yep.
Good job.
License to Kill.
Yes.
Maybe?
And License to Thrill with your
Wait.
slightly open shirt.
Specifically licensed?
It's like
No,
all the
that might
openings.
be Timothy Dalton.
What are we talking about?
What are you
It's for
talking
all of
about?
them.
Oh, you mean which
The-
movies he was in?
Yeah.
He was in Goldeneye for sure.
Oh yeah, that's him.
He was in GoldenEye and then forward until not.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yes,
with
and another one.
Michelle Yeoh, I think.
Sure, she's in one of them.
Fan of the, not fan, in a movie we did.
But fans of, she's a fan of all the movies
yeah,
we ever did.
yeah. Friend
Wow.
of the podcast.
Yes, exactly. Thank
And that
you.
she was in a movie we
Yeah.
talked about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Michelle, tweet at us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hashtag.
Yo yo.
That's
Sure.
it.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, you guys just seem sad about it. I'm sorry I took that away from you.
Oh, that was great. This movie was distributed by 20th Century Fox,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
None of us-
Wrong.
None of us got
got
it.
it.
None
It
of us
wasn't
got
Marvel.
It was such a bigger film studio. Who knew?
Then
Yeah.
Paramount or TriStar?
Yeah.
Paramount's as big, right?
I mean, if you noticed, Paramount is not really.
I mean, in 93?
Even then, I don't know.
Tweet at us, distribution heads.
I feel like Fox is on their meteoric rise at this point. Mid 90s?
Yeah, is it like Simpsons are hitting big? And...
Right? They probably own some very successful film that just came
Yeah.
out. I don't know.
Beth, you and I wondered what would be the top comedic moments.
Uh-huh.
The meatball landing on the table, which was a shrimp.
Yes.
Yeah. Was a dud for everyone else except for me. Which was half I enjoyed it, but half I was trying to be like, haha, funny, right? I do think it's cute, though. That girl is adorable.
Oh, she
Oh.
was amazing.
Oh, that girl is amazing.
Mara Wilson.
Mara Wilson.
Yeah, she's the star of this movie.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
Robin Williams is great too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sally
But
Fields did a
she
great job.
absolutely nails
She's
every
really
single
good
moment.
at being an adorable young child.
Yeah, number one line for me:
Yep.
diarrhea forever.
Oh, and she killed Diarrhea Forever.
Yeah.
She was so good at that read.
There's
Yeah.
got to be a gif of it out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Jiff?
A good jerk.
GIF?
GIF.
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 Bone phone.
Bone phone of it out there.
Do you think that was the audition? It was like,
Diarrhea
Mara,
Forever?
just say Diarrhea Forever.
Yeah, like you're terrified you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Diarrhea forever?
Are we talking about high
I wouldn't
comedic
remember.
moments? The highest comedic moments?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know which is better, fruiting or meatballs.
Oh, fruiting is just terrible. No
Not
matter
it.
how many times.
Are we
I
talking about the
I-
actual phrase fruiting or the throwing of a lime at Pierce Brosnan? Because that's where I feel
That's
there's a
that
gray
scene,
area.
Yeah.
right? The scene in general.
Even the throwing wasn't that
it
good.
was not that good.
Yeah, what was the scene that we laughed the hardest at?
Oh,
Oh, I mean, I think we were most delighted by the character that embodied Joe Prado.
Oh, yes.
If we're gonna get,
Absolutely.
we're gonna
I
get
mean,
to it.
if we're talking about like unintentional comedic highs, it's absolutely who we have decided is Joe Prado, Captain of Transportation. Daniel Hillerman, or whatever his name is, Robin Williams' character, gets a job at a TV studio or just like a big studio that produces a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And his job is apparently to take a bunch of old film canisters, bring them over to a truck, and ship them out.
Yeah.
But his boss is, I think, what all of us assumed was the like platonic ideal of Joe Prado.
Yeah.
It's just like a squat man in like a leather cap
Yeah.
who is very terse.
Yeah. And he gets down to business.
Oh,
He's
he
got,
really does.
big circular
So
glasses.
good. I mean,
Yeah.
he literally at one point like interrupts Robin and is just like, "Hey, like you got to get those film canisters to the truck." Or, like he's like,
Yeah.
he's watching the clock.
He's the captain.
He's the captain.
He's the
Okay.
captain.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. He was so good.
He was really good. I mean, we projected a lot on the character, but
But that was definitely the funniest part of the movie.
yeah, I think the highest comedic moment for me that was actually in the movie was when Miramax co-founder Harvey Weinstein,
So sorry.
Harvey Firestein. Do we know how to pronounce it?
Fierstein.
I don't
It's
know.
Firestein.
Fierstein. I can't remember. I
That's
can't
close
remember
enough.
which exchange he has with Robin Williams, but he just mutters like, "Why wasn't I an only child?" And I was like, "That's great. Good job,
That's
Harvey."
a good joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I did say that's a good joke.
That's a good joke.
Sally Field got one great joke / sick burn in.
Which
a
one?
Part of the thing where it was in front of Mrs. Doubtfire. She makes some funny joke about like you would know. Oh, if I know you wouldn't speak ill of your
Oh,
husband
with the
in front of
children.
your children.
Yeah.
So in that case, I'd never see them.
That was a good joke.
And
Yeah.
it has to fall flat for the sake of the movie. But I was like, I would really like for Sally Field to get to be the funny one.
She
for
did
few
a really
minutes.
good job.
Yeah.
She did,
Like-
and I was thinking about, I was watching because Sally Field can play characters so. I mean, obviously, I'm not. This isn't like a breaking news or anything, but she can.
Globe spinning.
Flashing news graphic flies through the screen.
Quick, get that news in there. We gotta get it for the 5 o'clock.
Breaking news ticker. Breaking news ticker.
We now go to Molly Chase for a Totes Recall exclusive.
Sally Fields is a great actress,
Yes.
but I feel like she could.
Tragedy struck today when a truck overturned and... Okay, sorry.
But she's such a great actress, and she really pulls back the reality of her presentation for this comedy.
Yes.
Like she does a really beautiful job of playing realistic-ish, but not so much that it would be like crushing every moment. Because yeah, I mean, so much of this was really heavy,
Yeah.
and a lot of the levity was through like bra puns, and
I have a question about bras.
yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, clearly this
Parents are here to tell
yeah,
you.
this is the panel of experts here.
Okay. So, Mrs. Doubtfire
Yes.
is comprised of Robin Williams'
Yeah.
body.
Yes.
What?
Covered in a woman's bodysuit.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then he wears a bra.
Yes.
But my question is, why is he wearing a bra
Mhm.
when he has a bodysuit on? Like the
Mhm.
bodysuit already has built-in support in that that's what it's made to look like.
Yeah.
So
I mean, why do any of us wear bras?
Right?
Good
Like, I
point.
mean,
Am I right,
patriarchy.
ladies?
Yeah.
Let's dish.
I have a possible answer for you.
okay.
Okay. Robin Williams' brother, Miramax founder Harvey Weinstein, is a professional. So what does he do? He builds a bodysuit where the fake breasts have a little bit of a realistic behavior to them, right? And also he probably says to him, he's like, Daniel, if you want to be a convincing old 60-year-old nanny, you have to have occasional visible bra straps, or they're never going to believe it.
Sure.
I'll buy it.
But I feel like if the bra strap is showing,
Yes.
so is the bodysuit.
Ooh, good point.
So,
I mean, I suppose, and it's never like she's wearing like a little T-shirt or something where you would get the indication of a bra strap underneath it. I don't know. I just felt like it was all for the bit. Because
I mean,
they
mostly
do like stay abreast of the situation.
yeah. Oh my
and-
gosh, everything is a pun
Oh,
for at least 2 scenes. It's
Yeah.
like any item he touches, it becomes the next sentence
Yeah.
that he's gonna say.
Because he's
out
an
loud.
incredible improviser.
Yes.
Honestly, it was a pretty impressive pun density in
Yeah.
the scene where he's
Yes.
frantically changing from Mrs. Doubtfire back into Daniel Hildebrands or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's like, they're real legit sentences that make sense for him to say, but
Yes.
they're all puns
Yeah.
on things that we are seeing.
So credits either to the screenwriters or maybe Robin Williams. Because I could totally see him just being like, I'm just going to touch things and say things out loud.
I
for
think I just
20
have an
minutes.
aversion to fake stupid tension.
So the
right?
entire movie?
So most of the movie, yeah.
Except for the serious discussions about marriages falling
Oh,
apart
God,
and
you
child
guys,
custody.
There was just not a lot of like place to run.
You just wanted this movie to be, what is it, Steel Magnolias? No, what's that about?
What?
What's the one that's about divorce?
I don't know.
War of the
Kramer
Roses?
versus Kramer?
Am I thinking of War of the Roses? Probably.
They get a divorce. That's an ugly divorce.
Yeah.
I went to go see that in the theater. Profoundly disappointed. Once again, thought it was going to be funny. It was not.
What are we talking about?
Divorce movies.
Oh. Great.
And nothing in the description says this is a divorce movie.
No.
Don't watch it, Molly. Remember that it's terrible. It's never.
You
written
want
a-
those IMDb tags? You want IMDb tags to be like, Molly, remember this is terrible?
Do you need
Listen.
some like memento tattoos?
Oh, yeah. Freaky Friday, Mrs. Doubtfire, most of Tokyo Drift.
City Slickers.
Hey.
Oy.
Every movie your friends suggest for your podcast that you pretend to enjoy.
Yep. To Molly's original point, before we completely derailed it,
Yeah.
I agree that Sally Fields did a really good job. Is it Field or Fields?
Sally
Sally Fields. Field?
Tweet at us. Hashtag Field or Fields.
Yeah. Please, either Sally Fields or, as always, Channing Tatum.
If you know and you just want to let us know, please.
Hashtag it's Fields, you idiot, or it's Fields, you idiot.
And then, of course, hashtag I am Channing Tatum. Or your classic bit, hashtag Google it.
Yeah.
Anyway, she did a really, to your point, Molly, I think she did a really good job of playing like the, she's like the responsible, like straight man of the comedy character, but she also like, this was a comedy in the 90s. It means she could have very easily gone into like, stick up her butt, like this lady's just too strict and too, you know what I mean? Like it'd be so easy to just like fall into that stereotype of just like, I'm crushing all your fun. I'm the bad wife of this couple or whatever. I don't know. Because
Yeah.
that happens all the time.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and she signals so big that at
Yeah.
first it took me aback. Like the opening scene where you see her, or the scene where you see her for the first time, she is getting the news that her old beau,
Yes.
who has become incredibly successful,
Stu.
has asked about her, and she is just immediately like, oh. I mean, that's a pretty good impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
really
But
great.
you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, okay, so this is a children's movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then it turns out that she's actually
I do know what you mean.
plays a real human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a great job.
And I think retroactively you realize that her original reaction was, oh, Stu is a very prominent professional person in the industry of whatever it is. And it's only when he shows up where she's like, oh, he's actually Pierce Brosnan and very attractive.
And she tries to keep it professional.
I
and he
know.
basically sexually harasses
Yeah.
her.
Pretty much.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
There's so much sexual harassment that goes uncalled out in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's jump to Creep Supreme.
Oh, yes.
Bus driver. Old bus driver, man. Who is disgusting.
Right?
Robin Williams as Mrs. Doubtfire gets on the bus twice. 2 scenes with it. And both, like, the first time, she's fixing her stockings, so I guess that's a signal to Creepo that he can make some comments to her. But when she gets on, he does this lean back over the seat and just like leers at her.
Yeah, and it's like this. It's a lean that is like so deliberate and intense, where it is very clearly like I am turning my body so far from the steering wheel. There is literally no way I can do my job while we have this conversation.
I was saying, if I was sitting in the back of
Oh my
that bus,
God.
I'd be so pissed off.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Go! We've been sitting here for 5 minutes while you flirt with this
Can
woman."
you imagine? Can you imagine if Daniel's boss saw that bus driver's behavior?
Which boss?
Joe Prado.
Oh, Joe Prado.
Can you imagine? He'd be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
You're gonna stop transporting the good citizens of what city were they in?
San Francisco.
San Francisco? Because you're trying to get laid? You're on the clock.
You're fired.
You're a transport."
Yeah, and then later he catches a glimpse of Robin Williams' hairy thighs.
Yes.
And instead of being disgusted, he says he likes that look in a woman, that
Oof.
Mediterranean
Yes.
style.
Ooh.
Ugh.
So natural.
Ugh.
And he's just
So
disgusting.
ooh.
I mean, the guy plays it well.
He does. To that guy's credit, like he does a really good job
But yeah.
of being Creep Supreme
Creep
bus
Supreme.
driver.
Anyway, Pierce Brosnan is not as creepy as maybe you might guess from
Yes.
the role he plays
Correct.
in this movie.
He could have been. It could have. He could have. They really could have hammered in like this is a bad man.
Yeah.
But they didn't. If they're gonna do that, then they end the movie with them getting back together,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Which they didn't.
Right. Which is why.
I think is a good move.
Oh, yeah.
For this movie.
Oh yeah. That'd be
Those people
horrifying if
shouldn't
they
be
got back
married.
together.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Twister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Exactly. Sorry.
Beth, you were gonna say something. Beth, Molly wants you to talk. Beepity beep 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 beep. Bow, bow, bow.
Breaking news. I forgot what I was going to say.
All right, great.
I talked over Beth again, and she forgot what she was gonna say. Classic podcast dynamic.
Speaking of Pierce Brosnan not turning out to not be as bad of a bad man, not at all bad, really.
Yeah.
But
In
he was
fact,
actually
like,
like pretty
Super cool.
Yeah.
like there's even the scene right before the run by Fruity.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Oh, good.
This
do
is
it.
I wanted because this
This
like
is
this
what
is
also
my
I was gonna
this
say.
is my MVP of the movie is Ron, who's apparently friends with Stu Pierce
Yeah,
Brosnan.
Who is that guy?
I don't know, but he's just like sitting at the bar, casual as a I don't know what's
Cucumber?
Sure.
Casual as a
Casual
cucumber.
cucumber on top of a tower of produce on a plate on a bar.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's the saying.
but he's literally just sitting there and he's just like, Stu, who's that lady you're with? And he's just like, oh, that's, I'm with her. It's like, oh, you with a lady with kids? And he just basically describes all of the assumptions you might have about Pierce Brosnan's character.
Yeah.
And even maybe describes like that he used to be that character, literally so that Pierce Brosnan has the opportunity to be like, no, I actually really like these kids and I want to be with them. I'm getting older. It'd be nice to settle down.
Yeah.
Oh, Ron.
It's just like,
So good.
oh, we need to flesh out this character more. Let's have a 6-line conversation that tells you everything you need to know,
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh,
and then never see Ron again.
Oh.
And then we'll throw fruit at him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to break it
Yeah.
up because
Yeah.
people probably fell asleep during that.
Yeah, right. Oh, Ron, snooze.
I feel like my favorite Pierce Brosnan moment, though, came at the very end, the
Mm.
last time we see him, which is at the restaurant, after
Yes.
he has been the recipient of the Heimlich maneuver, which has saved his life.
Yes.
But his life was also endangered by the person who saved it, which
Yes,
who was Robin
complicated.
Williams. And he just does this very, proper British, all right then,
Yeah.
and, a quick handshake and leaves, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Do you think he...
Broke up with her?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's too much
Why?
baggage.
Too much baggage?
Oh.
Oh, so there is too much baggage. That's what Ron said. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, she's got
But
a lot of
it's not
baggage.
The kids.
Baggage.
It's she's got a psycho husband who, without her consent, has invaded
Oh, sure.
their home.
So basically, you're saying Pierce Brosnan is a coward.
No.
He seemed
Yeah.
pretty cool with Robin Williams at the end, though.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
But
"Oh,
that might have just been...
good to meet you, and goodbye.
Yeah. Now he's got to reconcile all the weird comments that
Oh, that's
Mrs.
true.
Doubtfire made about his genitalia,
That's true.
of which there's
A lot.
way too many.
A lot.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, there are a lot of conversations that the adults had to reconcile once they realized who Mrs. Doubtfire
Oh,
was.
the absolute betrayal.
Oof.
I mean, Because Mrs. Doubtfire presses Sally's character
Yep.
to
Miranda.
Miranda.
She's a real Miranda. Am I right, ladies?
Are we dishing right
Let's
now?
talk more about
What are
bras.
bras about?
But she presses her to talk about the sex life she
Yeah.
had with her husband.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
There's lots of.
Yeah.
Also, in that restaurant scene, you find out that Pierce Brosnan is allergic to pepper,
Yes.
and then Robin Williams puts pepper on his meal in order to murder him.
Like a cartoonish amount of cayenne pepper.
Yeah, which again, I said this when we were watching the movie. I have a huge problem with because it's like so much pepper.
Yeah.
He's allergic to pepper.
Yeah.
Assuming he has an anaphylactic reaction, his throat would start to close, and
Yeah.
that's why he would begin choking. But he instead is choking on a piece of shrimp and is completely like not affected by the pepper in any way.
Yeah. I think the choking part you could at least hand wipe away of like, well, it got lodged in his throat as it was closing up. But that would also mean then that once they fell to the ground in a scene we didn't see, Robin Williams used the Heimlich maneuver and then immediately
then-
grabbed an EpiPen and jammed it into Pierce Brosnan.
Okay. Then I believe it.
here's an alternate proposition for
Sure.
you. He is not allergic to pepper, but instead is just a big wuss when it comes to spice.
Oh.
But doesn't want to admit that
Oh,
in front of Miranda.
yes.
So says, I'm allergic to pepper, when really he just can't handle the heat.
Okay.
I bet
So
that's
he'd
what
better
it
go to
is.
the kitchen.
And
I
then
bet
he
that's what
was
it-
surprised by the heat
Yes.
when he took a bite
Yes.
and he
Big inhale.
inhaled and a shrimp went in there.
Yes.
That's a t-shirt.
I would actually absolutely buy that because Pierce Brosnan is from an island that we discussed in the first half, which stereotypically is known for its blander food.
Right.
So perhaps his palate has not been trained for the spice of a cartoonish amount of cayenne pepper.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now I believe it.
All right.
This
Okay.
whole story is believable. Now.
Yes, every part of the story is believable.
Mhm.
It's both too believable and too unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like you have to suspend just like one. The suspension of belief has to be that it's fine that he tricked everybody in like a fairly sinister way.
Yes.
And
And that-
invasive.
Yeah. And like once it's like, oh, okay, it's fine because he loves his kids.
Yeah.
And if
Ugh.
you can just compartmentalize that, then it's like, oh, these people are having real emotions
Right.
and dealing with it, and it's like just a messy situation for everybody, but they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could forget that he, lied to everybody and invaded someone's home.
Yeah, like every interaction they have with Mrs. Doubtfire, if Mrs. Doubtfire were an actual person, you're like, oh, this is a sincere evolution for like these kids as they're like reconciling their feelings for like their divorce of their parents. But then again you have to remember like, oh no, that is her actual father in a bunch of makeup. I have a very important question.
Okay.
Like obviously like we had a lot of questions throughout this movie about how things happened, how things worked. Here's the crucial question I had in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so court appointee, lady character actor who's actually in a lot of movies, and
Yep.
she's great.
Yep.
I don't know her name.
No.
I'm so sorry. Channing Tatum, please tell me.
Yep.
She shows up.
She's also in Liar Liar
Sure.
in a very similar role.
Interesting.
I mean, in that she's
Like a professional,
Like a humorless.
elderly or
Humorly-
elderish,
not humorless, but like is kind of
responsible.
she's like a responsible woman in the life of an irresponsible man.
Mm.
That's not like every role for women.
Am I right,
Hello,
ladies?
Also in real life.
Yes.
We're a bunch of 35-year-old Mirandas.
Yeah. Anyway, so she shows up right after Robin Williams has first been Mrs. Doubtfire the first time.
Yep.
Still in costume. Has to improvise. This is right before the pun run.
Yeah.
He has to tell her like, oh, I'm his
Pun run.
sister. I'm visiting, blah, 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 blah. He takes off the mask. He takes off everything. Then he has to go make her a authentic English cup of tea. He runs in there with the wig. The mask has fallen out of the window and been comedically crushed by a truck. At that point, she comes in. He knows he's there. He needs a face. He smashed his face into a cake. The famous hello. Who made the cake?
Ah.
He has
I-
not yet mastered cooking.
It looks store-bought.
I have a prediction.
Okay.
Sorry. My prediction is that the cake
Mhm.
was from the birthday party? Do you think leftover cake?
The cake from the birthday party was a soccer-themed cake.
Yeah,
That
but
was eaten by a horse.
Yeah.
wait.
Oh yeah.
Didn't she say that she bought a cake just for like?
Yeah,
Just
she
like
walks in
She
with
walks
that
in with it.
pink pastry box.
Is it pink?
Yeah.
Well,
But
it-
Well, the
Maybe-
box is pink.
Maybe they're cleaning up afterward, and she's like, "You just take the cake."
oh,
I-
and, like it literally and
And
figuratively.
then he makes a joke about it.
Yeah.
And then she says,
And-
"Never mind, get your own cake." No, it was a big rectangular cake with a soccer ball in the middle, and the horse ate it.
Too much time has passed.
But was that her cake that she brought?
Yeah.
Guys,
No.
too much time has passed for that to be the
She
same
didn't
cake.
bring-
I don't know. He's like a.
I mean, he's a single man.
Exactly.
So
And
You're
he
saying-
has the mind of a child, so when he stocks his own fridge, he just puts in birthday cake.
So we're saying, we are operating under the premise that after they have separated, after they have gone to court, he goes to the house and dialogue-free grandma character is giving him his box full of shit and then just says, also take this chunk of birthday cake that your horse ate.
No, the horse eats a different
I
cake.
think there's
No,
two cakes.
No, there
There's
aren't.
not
Why
two
would there be two
cakes.
cakes? That doesn't make any sense.
Because he has the cake for the party that he's throwing that has the soccer ball because he's fun.
No, she brought the soccer ball cake.
cake.
Are you sure?
Yes.
100% positive.
That's why she's so mad at the horse.
Because she brought the thing and,
And
it
she
gets
sets it
ruined.
down.
She sets it down.
Horse comes in, starts munching that soccer ball.
And then she
Oh,
kicks
I
the
thought she
horse.
walked into the living room and the horse was already eating a cake.
No.
No.
I also thought that.
No.
What were you doing?
Because that was the whole idea. Is like her version
this
of
is a terrible
fun.
movie.
Her version of fun because she is a good mother. She might not be as fun. She might be a little strict, but she still bothered to get a personalized, thematic cake for her son,
Mhm.
even though she knows he should be focusing more on his studies
Yeah.
and not so much on sports. But
Mhm.
she still knows that he's passionate about soccer, so she got a special soccer-themed cake, and then her husband's horse just comes in and ruins it.
Yeah.
I love that she's able to just basically dismiss a police officer.
Okay, yeah.
You
let's
wanna
talk about that
some
for a second.
Serious privilege.
Holy shit. We are to
Who's
understand.
just hanging
He's
out in
just
the middle of the street?
sitting there. We are to understand that there is a first of all, there's a mobile petting zoo in front of their place.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the people who run that petting zoo have no control over their animals.
Clearly.
No, they're just like walking around
Yeah.
the street
And then
and a house.
Yeah,
How
and
did that
then-
horse get inside the house?
Great question.
Okay.
And then neighbor lady is like, get out of here, you're eating my garden, bunny, or whatever.
Yeah.
She goes in, she calls corporate clown's office. She says, hello, let me speak to whoever, right?
Miranda.
So I assume what that means, we're to assume that means that she calls that, doesn't get a quick enough response. She's like, I'm calling the police.
Yeah.
And apparently it's 1993. They're in a predominantly white neighborhood. So a police officer pulls up to a house where there are literally horses outside. And he just gets out and leans calmly on the car until Sally Fields comes home, at which point he's like, hey, do you know you're not supposed to have these animals here? Also, there's a noise complaint.
Yep.
So his decision was, I'm going to wait for the woman of the house to come home and make her take care
He's
of
a
it.
progressive policeman.
But then the way she takes care of it is like, oh no, I'll register that noise complaint, and she just keeps walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she just dismisses this dude, and
Yeah.
he sort of shrugs and goes back to his car.
Yeah, but to Sally Field's credit, I would dismiss that cop too. I'd be like, you've been standing here for half an hour while I drove home through rush hour traffic.
Yeah, he should have been in the living room firing his pistol into the ceiling
Yeah,
to
exactly.
get everybody's attention.
Exactly. He should have been putting a horse in a headlock, wildly firing his gun in the air, and saying, hey, listen to me.
Party's over.
I am the law.
To answer an earlier question of what was I doing while that horse was eating that cake,
Yeah.
I was thinking about how that scene was not as good as the Gremlins bar scene.
Oh, sure.
And it reminded me of that.
Yeah,
Like there was a
okay.
kid swinging from a chandelier. and
There
I
was?
Yeah, there was.
He is my MVP.
I did not
Kid
see that kid.
Oh,
hanging
yeah.
from a
I didn't
chandelier.
see that. I
Yeah,
was too
Beth and I
focused
were
on
there
the
by that,
animals.
so
Yeah.
we missed the cake eating.
No,
But-
I-
Oh, I see.
Yeah. While you two were thinking about
Hey,
the cake, we were noticing
I
things.
noticed that one kid because I was like, he looks a little tired, like it's not the first take, you know?
Oh,
It's
that'd
like,
be
I've been hanging from the chandelier for
oh,
hours.
that would be amazing. Be like, Mrs. Burnside, please, just one more take. Please let me put Bobby on the chandelier for one more take. I know we're racing against the clock right now. I know there are union rules.
You think Bobby Burnside was in this movie?
Is that a real person?
That's what you said. Mrs. Burnside, can we put Bobby in the thing one more time?
Yeah.
You're talking to his mom, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Is Bobby Burnside a real
Bobby
person?
Burnside?
Oh.
Yeah. The joke, Dan, is that we all pretend like we know who Bobby Burnside
Yeah.
is.
See, the issue I'm having is I often will just make up random connections that I don't realize are real things and
Yeah.
then say them out loud, like
Must
how
be
I
nice.
accidentally make puns all the time. So I thought, oh, is Bobby Burnside a famous actor or a famous public figure that I should know
Oh,
about?
okay. Cool.
We bet
That's a good joke. Hold on. For the record, Beth, that was a good joke.
Thank
And we know when I say that,
Yeah.
it's the peak of comedy.
We bet that he would be catcalled.
Yeah.
I don't think he was.
He was creep called
He was
Yeah.
by a
creepily-
bus driver.
Isn't
Yeah.
Isn't cat? We all know this because we're 35-year-old women.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
isn't catcalling when I feel like someone's got to be not really? You're not really having a one-on-one interaction as much as someone's passing by and making a comment.
No, not necessarily. Usually you are initially passing by
Mhm.
and they make a comment as you walk by them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then sometimes they follow you,
Right.
Sure.
which I would say is a more ramped up version.
Yeah,
It's
so
less catcalling and more like
Stalking.
stalking, harassment. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're saying that no catcalling because I feel like bus driver sort of leapfrogged
Yeah.
over a lot of those steps.
Went straight
Yeah.
to harassment.
Yeah,
Let's
I would.
do
Yeah, I would
harassment.
call that. Yeah, I would call that more harassment than.
He does do
Catcalling.
yes, he does do a double take with that lady during the dude looks like a lady montage
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
in the
And almost
park.
crashes his bike that his 5-year-old is on the back
Ugh,
of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he also
no.
winks. He also winks at an attractive young lady at the fruit bar.
He tries to buy her a drink.
Yeah.
I feel like she is so rude. The woman.
But he was so creepy.
He's like
But he-
leering at her.
Yeah.
It's
but
not yeah.
like, okay.
Like if an old
If I
woman
thought an
leered at
old-
you.
I don't like if an old woman was looking at me like that and then winked. I would think she's like, oh, she reminds me of my granddaughter.
Really?
Yes.
That's the face that you feel like Robin Williams is making?
No, but I don't know her, I guess. But if she's like, it's on me, I'd be like, oh, no, thank you. Like, I'd be polite about it.
But
And so
he
she's
didn't
like,
say
no,
it that
thanks.
way
Yeah.
because he said it's on me. Like it was
Sure,
all
he did say
dripping
it
in
in this, like,
sexuality.
man
Sexual way.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
very sexual.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that woman is the smartest adult in the movie, and just like, oh, it's just a guy dressed up like an old lady. Like immediately, she just knew immediately. It's
Yeah.
just like, that's just some guy dressed as an old
Trying
lady.
to catch some tail at the pool bar.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
See it every
you're
day.
right. Not giving her credit.
Oh,
The moment when his two older children figure out that the jig is up,
ooh, yeah.
figure out the
Oh.
jig.
They solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
They didn't know they were.
The peas.
trying to-
Oh,
okay.
no.
Peasel?
Peas.
peeing.
They freak out and think that he is a criminal that's going to kill them
Or something.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they're afraid for their life and want to hit him with a tennis racket.
Yep.
Mhm.
And my first reaction to that was like, oh, okay, we're having panic about trans panicking.
Yeah.
But then they're also children
Yeah.
and like not exposed to that. So maybe that's an
Yeah,
actual
well-
reaction that 10-year-olds would have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It
Thoughts?
was I feel like the way that the movie portrayed it, it did seem like trans panic kind of thing. But it I think in reality, if you thought that a I don't know, 70-something-year-old woman was in your house and said, I am like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know now that I think about it.
It's almost like the screenwriters of a movie in 1993 never would have even considered the nuance of the situation.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a big enough difference that they would be shocked.
Sure.
But then to immediately go into like a "you're gonna kill us" mode,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like was maybe what was so like. Well, I don't know. It was hard to understand.
hmm With 2017 eyes, it was
Yeah.
like, oh boy.
Well,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And also, if in the reality it is a elderly trans woman,
Mhm.
would she be peeing standing up?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Like, if that's what she's comfortable doing and prefers
That's
doing.
still her
but,
truth.
But
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess that's something I don't know. But
This
yeah.
movie didn't handle that.
No.
No.
Well,
But, yeah.
I don't
wasn't
know if
even
we are either.
that wasn't even like taken into account.
Right.
Like that, like in reality, maybe that, like if Mrs. Doubtfire were a trans woman and the son walked in, like she would like talk to him about it probably,
Right.
and say like, yeah, like this is the parts that I have, but I am a woman.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
Yeah.
the character of Mrs. Doubtfire, as she is portrayed, probably would be able to have like a very civil
Yeah.
and like honest conversation about it. But it was 1993, and at the end of the movie, there is no distinction when the judge takes away all custody from Rod Williams about what elements of his behavior that he's so
Yeah,
so
that
concerned
was-
about,
Mm-hmm.
and that also had some problematic implications to it.
They sort of, they kind of dance around.
They do.
Um,
They do.
To their credit, maybe
No.
or not. But
Yeah, I
they
don't
They
know.
never come out and are like, "You're a deviant because
Right.
you put women's clothing
Yeah.
on." Like, there's never that
Yeah.
moment of like,
But
"We
it's-
can't have this."
But
It's
there's
like
also
the
family
nothing.
values.
yeah,
There's nothing to push against that either.
yeah.
It's like the judge's words are so like the lifestyle choices that you've made
Yeah.
are deviant, basically,
Yeah.
right? He doesn't use the word deviant, but
Robin
it
Williams
feels
does.
very
Later.
does.
hmm
Yeah.
When he's talking about how he has to have supervised visits with his children.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that's explicitly pointing at you dressed up like a woman, or like you majorly deceived your family?
I feel like you would say that differently because I
Yeah.
feel like lifestyle choice.
Yeah, that's where it got
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
is almost always tied to sexuality
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
judgment
that's a
about
good
that.
point.
So that's where it was really like a little arresting to watch because I
Yeah.
mean you could easily say you were deceitful and invasive and
Yeah.
betrayed the trust of your ex-wife and your children in every conceivable way.
Right. Like you were basically trespassing in their
Yeah.
home
Yeah.
every day.
You know, because even
And like
if you
made up a person, like I don't know, is that identity theft if you don't steal someone else's identity?
No
Fraud?
fraud.
Maybe.
Like to pretend that you're someone else? Yeah,
I mean,
fraud.
I was
I mean,
thinking
don't
like
we do that every day of our
I
lives?
just
The
think
whole world
she-
those days.
she has to be like fraudulent in some way because she's getting paid.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
probably
There's
just
probably
straight
an
up cash
actual
though.
crime there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, for
probably
sure.
probably Miranda
Yeah.
could go to jail for not paying Social Security tax on those funds.
Right.
That's presumably
That
she's
happened
being
in the
paid
90s,
under the table.
right?
Right.
That happened to one
Had
of
to be.
Clinton's appointees.
What?
Oh, one of Clinton's appointees got ripped apart because she had paid her
Ex-husband.
no,
Dressed
her,
up.
no.
Oh, okay.
She had paid her nanny in cash,
Uh-huh.
and she didn't pay Social Security taxes on it, and that was grounds for Republicans squashing her nomination
Oh.
to a high office. I
Interesting.
forget what that was.
Different times.
Different times. I mean, that seems so like charming now, right?
There was still very problematic themes around a man dressing up as a woman,
Mhm.
but not as problematic as I would have guessed, honestly.
I would agree with that. It was not as like constant as I was afraid it was going to
Yeah.
be. Like I was afraid like literally every joke was going to be like, isn't this weird that I'm doing, like isn't this weird that me, a man, is pretending to be a woman?
Yeah. By the way, I'm still straight.
Yeah, like that's what I was worried about. Like cuz I remembered that like his brother is in like a seemingly a committed homosexual relationship, and I remember that element, and I was worried that was gonna be a weird thing too, where there was like that every time he was in a scene together, it was just gonna be like, also let me make some ribald comments about the fact that you're gay, and like they mostly stayed away from that. There were definitely a couple of moments where it's kind of like, that's a '93 joke.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
1993 joke right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could have been worse, which I guess is the highest praise we can give it.
It's like the,
I mean, right,
the
'cause it
subtitle
was-
of our show.
Yeah.
Subtitle of my life.
Could have been worse.
It's like
Yeah.
every media I
Because that was
consume.
like right at Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Like
Mhm.
all that stuff was happening right
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. All right.
I mean, now that you're going back to the Clinton days.
Yeah, that like I can
Everything's coming
attach
back to
so
you.
much to that. It's true. Like once you're like, okay, he was elected in '92. All right, I got it.
Mhm.
Wow, those are different times.
Different times.
Mm-hmm.
I have some MVPs.
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't even know if Joe Dante, the visual representation of
Joe Prado.
Joe Prado. Yeah. Sorry, I got my Joe mixed
Please.
up. My
Dante.
distinct Joe characters that we do.
Yes, who are clearly very different from each other It's not like I've basically been doing the Joe Dante voice this whole time, even though I specifically tried to make a different voice for Joe Prado whenever that happened the first time.
I feel like Joe Prado started different and then went
Sorta
into
just-
Joe Dante.
Yeah, that's that. Well,
But Joe Prado loves his wife.
he loves his
wife. Joe Prado. Oh, there we go. Joe Prado. We're Prado Transportation.
Prado Transportation.
Daniel, you gotta get these film canisters over there. All right.
We get you there, Prado.
We don't need to do this right now.
Okay.
That guy. Then the sleepy cameraman when
Oh,
they
so
do the
good.
first scene of the boring dinosaur show.
Yep.
Who just a great nod off.
Oh, the fact that the
Nails
camera
it.
moved with him was so
yeah,
good.
really nailed it. The two neighbor kids that are
Oh, jerks.
titillated.
Yes.
Oh,
Thematic.
yeah.
Pun. By Robin Williams changing
Yeah.
and unchanging. And then they laugh at him and then are honestly a little shocked that
Yep.
his face falls out, and you can see I feel like they feel a little bad for him.
Yeah.
There's a subtlety to
But
just the jokey teens across the way.
yeah. But then I feel like to me why their MVPs is once the mask actually hits the ground and they see how horrified he is, they laugh at him again.
Yeah, no. They do a whole roller coaster, and they both have aggressive mushroom cut
Oh, yeah.
haircuts
Yeah, they
and
do.
90s clothes. Oh, they're great. I love them. Those are mine. They crushed it.
Great.
Oh, also the two people in lab coats that are in the background of the pool party scene that I feel like is an indicator of something more.
Yeah, that you had to rewind the movie so that we
Oh,
could all
was it a
experience.
liposuction joke?
What?
There was one.
Or were they valet drivers?
I assumed they were
They're
valets,
probably
but they were
valets.
wearing
Do you think-
knee-length white coats.
Do you think they're we need white coats for the valets and some intern who was responsible for costumes for the extras
Yeah.
costuming
Yeah.
got these white coats and they're whatever, they're in the background,
Yeah.
we'll put them out of focus,
No one will
put
see
them in
it.
the back. Nobody ever will pay attention to
Yeah.
it.
But then I did.
Or another possibility, they said we need white coats. It was 1993, and apparently all of men's clothing was gigantic.
Yeah. That seems the most likely.
I feel like it was a nod to cosmetic surgery and how because there were so many cosmetic surgery jokes.
So you think that pool was at a cosmetic surgery center?
No, but you know how you would need somebody to inject you with stuff on
Yeah,
your face.
yeah.
You
Yep.
know. I don't know.
So you're saying there are two medical technicians outside the gate of this pool, where if you need just some quick work done before going in there.
Hey, you need some Botox.
Yeah.
Hey man, you need to tighten up.
They open it up.
Yeah.
The lab coat.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Also,
bought
we
it.
validate.
I bought that.
All right, great.
Sally Fields.
Yes.
When she brings Mrs. Doubtfire to the dinner,
Mhm.
we all had a big problem with that.
Yes, we did.
That power dynamic of forcing your employee to come work for you.
Yep.
Mhm.
It wasn't a problem until the smallest daughter was I have to go to the bathroom. And then she was Mrs. Doubtfire, can you take her to the bathroom?
Right.
Because then she's you have to... They made it sound the whole reason that he goes to that dinner in the first place is that they made it sound you're our guest and you're part of our family now and we want you to be
Mhm.
here. And then the first thing she does is work. Go take do your nanny work and take
Yep.
my
Yeah.
daughter to the bathroom.
Yeah. Interesting class dynamics going on
Mm-hmm.
there.
But I also
Also, we should mention Sally Field is super rich. She has a very nice house in this movie.
Walk-in closet, so nice.
yeah, she must be doing very well in the interior decorating.
Yes,
business.
when
Yeah.
working for the corporate clones or clowns, it was unclear what Robin Williams said.
Yeah.
But Molly, I think I will agree with how I think you feel.
Am I right, ladies? We're dishing.
That scene and then the other one, the major panic of swapping back and forths, I was also not thrilled with.
Mm-hmm.
Stop me if you disagree. But just sort of it was those situations that it's so easy to avoid in a real world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be oh no, I can't go to that dinner. Because he also has to be there and drink 11 scotches
Yes.
with the TV executive.
Yes.
And that's important. That's a big deal for his career.
Yes.
That's going to be a big step. And just so as Mrs. Doubtfire say, no, I can't go to that dinner. there's so many reasons that would work. It would be so easy.
Yeah.
Bingo is like a silly reason.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very...
And she could be like, can you please respect my autonomy?
Yeah.
Lady, I don't work for you.
Also, I feel
After
like
that hour.
it is not convincing that the same professional actor who could improvise his way through a series of grammatically and situationally plausible puns while panicking to change out of his costume while that court lady's there
Yep.
couldn't come up with a better excuse to not go to something than I have bingo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then to
and
fold right away.
And then when she's actually when Mrs. Doubtfire is at the restaurant, she disappears in the bathroom for some time, which to me says you come back and say, you know,
I have
I
diarrhea
must.
forever.
I have
Yeah.
diarrhea. I must be going.
Have a, what did
It's
you say?
just-
Dicky tum? You've said it to me before.
Oh, a dicky tummy.
Yeah.
That's what they say in the UK.
And what is the UK? I'm sorry.
The United Kingdom.
And that's a... Like what is it?
Kingdom made up of countries.
Okay.
I don't know. That spans multiple islands
Uh-huh.
to
Which are called
all of one, Great Britain and Little Britain.
Come on.
Ooh,
Little
God,
Britain.
Oh.
L-I-L apostrophe.
We're going to get some
Great
harsh
Britain
tweets.
and
We're going to
Ireland.
get some harsh
Oh,
tweets.
I'm so uncomfortable.
But only part of that, the
Yes.
northern part.
Very good.
Are there any other little hanger-on islands?
Oh my God.
Like a third one?
Oh,
There
you're
can't be just two islands, right?
okay.
There's like a Tasmania of the UK.
So what I enjoyed about
Wait,
this
you're not going to
movie-
answer his question?
No, I just feel like all we can do at this point is embarrass ourselves. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Where are
that
the
sounded
Falklands?
so bad.
Are those in the southern hemisphere? Is
Ooh.
that
What's your question?
the Falklands? I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I just know that
They're British.
They had a big deal with
I'm going to
Argentina.
say
Anyway.
going to an American school, I had a terrible geography education.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
can't tell you where anything is,
Great.
really.
Great.
Do you know where you are right now?
Not really.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to look it up since no one will tell me.
Surprisingly,
Uh-huh.
this movie did pass the Bechdel
Oh,
Wallace
yeah.
test
Cool.
by
Yeah.
its chinny chin chin.
Yes.
Stunning form.
Wow.
Yes. We were waiting for it, and we thought maybe the mother and daughter would speak to each other. But
Yeah.
it turns out the children almost never speak to each other. The only moment is during the trans panic
Mhm.
when the older brother speaks directly to his sister. But
Yep.
other than that, they are always addressing an adult
Yep.
for every single line, which is sort of stunning and amazing. But anyway, it never happens, and it doesn't happen. And then almost, what, 3/4 of the way through the movie?
Oh, like 7/8.
7/8
Yeah.
of the way through the movie, Miranda is interviewing a candidate. It's a candidate montage for a replacement for Mrs. Doubtfire, and it's a wonderful character actress who goes through this long list of things she does not do. She is speaking directly to Sally Field,
Mhm.
and it is not about a male character. It's going really well, and the whole time we're like, please have a name, say a name. And then she looks down at her piece of paper and crosses off the name of the character, which was like Paula
Dupre.
Dupre,
Which is apparently the name of the assistant or associate producer
which means
of the movie.
funder. So I think that was like part of the.
Oh, thunder. I thought you said thunder.
Me too. I was like,
Yeah.
in what language does
Paula's
it mean
bringing the
thunder?
thunder to this movie.
Boom, done, Paula's here.
Boom! It's me, Paula Dupre. What if Robin
Third
Williams?
distinct character.
What if Robin Williams Goodwill hunting his way into a better career by playing with those dinosaur toys? Also, have you met my brother from England, Joe Dante?
Oh, in this situation, Joe Dante is putting on women's clothing to be in the movie Mrs.
Joe
Doubtfire.
Dante, I am saying Joe Dante is pretending to be other people so that he can have influence in Hollywood even when he is not technically on a movie. He
I'll
has
believe it.
many aliases,
I buy it.
I would
I buy
say.
it.
Paula Dupre, Dick Johnson, maybe Joe Prado. Anyway,
so it
I'm
passes
sorry.
back to Wallace test.
Yes.
It does,
But like,
just barely.
oh, we were on the edge of our seats.
And I would encourage our listeners at home, when you're watching movies, if a movie passes the Bechdel Wallace test, to stand up and applaud and dance like we do, because it makes it so fun.
Yeah.
Like we We cheer on movies like, is it gonna pass? Is it gonna pass? And it did, and we danced.
We were genuinely thrilled that this subpar film managed to pass the most basic requirement.
Take that, Baby Driver.
All right.
Ugh. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring your room down.
I mean,
I have no opinion about that
you've
movie.
been bringing the room down
Haven't
this
seen it.
entire episode. I feel like.
Oh.
Am I right, Miranda's?
Yeah. All the other three Mirandas agree.
Miranda.
She's being a real Miranda about it.
I have the Miranda rights.
Ah.
Ooh.
Well, before we get to how we really felt about the
Oh,
movie.
Sally Fields squeezed your teabag too hard. Thank you.
Oh,
for
all
sure.
those tannins would be coming out.
For
It would
sure.
be such a bitter cup of tea.
This is how you squeeze out a tea bag.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, good.
This is Dan's tea corner.
Yeah.
Take
Take your spoon. Take the tea bag out. Rest it on the spoon
Uh-huh.
at like a 45-degree angle.
Okay, I'm listening.
Then you wrap the string of the tea bag around it
Yep.
to squeeze out the tea bag with the string so you don't have to touch the tea bag at
Sure,
all.
sure, sure.
'Cause maybe it's too hot.
Or you get
wet
your
fingers.
disgusting oils into the tea.
Exactly. And then the tea bag is nice and squeezed out. Put it down on the saucer, whatever. Bada boom, boom, done, thunder, bring it.
Follow-up question.
But
Yeah.
doesn't, yeah.
What if you don't have a spoon?
Then what kind of, well, if you don't have a spoon. Ooh. Then, okay. I don't know what kind of savage landscape you live in with no spoon with your tea.
Why
Hold
would I
on.
need a
Do you
spoon?
still have a string, the little tab in the
Sure.
string? Okay.
What if it's like a PG Tips and it's a pyramid shaped bag and there's no string?
Oh well, then
You just have to paw it out.
you try and grab it quick, like you're grabbing like a trout out of a river,
Yeah.
and then throw it in the
I
sink.
mean, I guess at
There's
that point, if
nothing
I've
you
got a tent shaped tea bag, I should have a spoon, right?
can do.
Because otherwise, I'm just being an idiot.
yeah, but then you can't do the string trick. Anyway, she
She did the string trick.
no,
No,
was like
she just
squishing
like
it with her
scooched
hands
it into
like
the spoon with
crazy.
her disgusting human fingers. Who knows where they've been all day?
It's like a Play-Doh or
Oh
something.
Yeah.
boy.
I do feel like though when you press out all the tea from the tea bag, you get all the most bitter parts get into your teacup.
I have
Do you
no
know what I'm
idea.
talking about?
Tea scientist?
I don't buy it.
Chanum,
I
please
think the
hashtag
water
us
has
with
flowed
tea.
through the tea bag
Oh, sure.
completely. That's the whole steeping process.
Yeah.
There's not like extra dense tea water.
So
still
why are
in
we even
there.
squeezing the bag in the first place?
Yeah.
So it doesn't drip on everything once it's out.
I got it. All right.
It's not for the tea, it's for the saucer.
Or for just your home in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
Some teas specifically tell you not to squeeze the bag.
Oh.
Thank you.
Mhm.
If you enjoyed this, donate money to our patron,
Yeah.
and we'll for $5 million, we will do another podcast
Yes.
called Tea Time.
Yep.
Tea time.
Where we'll pretend to play golf and drink tea.
Yes. Totes
Ah.
tea time.
Totes tea time.
We do have on Patreon though some very cool stuff.
Yes.
We will read your name on the air.
We've done that.
We have very cool totes bags, tote bags for totes. We call
Totes.
totes. We have
Stickers.
stickers.
Mhm.
We will write to you a handwritten letter on Terrible Origami Overstock
Former
cards.
sponsor.
Former
Yeah,
sponsor.
we don't use the name if they're not
Sorry.
sponsored.
We got-
Redacted, sponsor redacted.
Yeah, we have exclusive content.
There's a contact every
Exclusive content.
month.
I mean, and we will call you before an episode at certain tiers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Okay, you guys don't sound enthusiastic. about this at all.
Patreon.com/TotesRecall. Giving money to creatives. You're funding the arts through the internet. Patreon.com.
Santos Rico.
Yeah.
That was an explosion.
Done.
I'm done.
Speaking of fan engagement, before we get our final ratings
Yeah.
in, we read a review, but we don't have one.
Oh, well,
No, thank you.
interesting.
Hello. So, no Mrs. Doubtfire impressions
Yep.
for you.
Sorry, we'd all been working on them for
For that one that we all just did.
Sure.
But Dan, we all rated the movie a 2. Dan, you thought you'd be horrified by
Yes.
what was okay in 1993.
Yes. I mean, that is true, but like I said earlier, it was not as much of the movie as I feared it would be.
Yep.
But it was also like there wasn't a lot to this movie that I was like, this is great. I'm enjoying this despite the problematic elements. It was more just kind of like, it's okay. It's just a 90s movie. So I'm going to say 2.5.
Whoa.
What was it?
Hello,
Fruit.
Ooh, fruit.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it'd be like, hi, fruit.
Yeah, it'd still just be like hey.
Or like a hello vegetable.
Yeah. Or like it's like a hello fruit, but it's like a walk by fruit. Like I'm like just sort of casually walking by, just kind of like just toss
Sure.
it.
Ugh.
Doesn't even make it to Pierce Brosnan's head. Just kind of lands, rolls up to Ron, picks it up, eats it like an apple.
Ron would.
He would. Ugh, what an idiot.
Ron.
Beth, you also gave it a 2 because you don't remember it, so it can't be that good.
Yeah. I'm gonna up that to a 3 because I
Wow.
enjoyed it more than I thought I was going
Yep.
to. Mostly the performances by Robin Williams and Mara Wilson. I thought that they were really enjoyable, and I like I said, I was not laughing at a lot of the moments, but I did have a smile on my face because I found a lot of it delightful. But then I would like be smiling, and then there'd be something that'd be like a very 90s joke, and like that's not funny, and then I would frown for a second,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
I'd go back into a smile. That's
Yeah.
like how I feel like I watched the entire movie.
Definitely.
So it was an average film.
I feel pretty much the same. I think once you can set aside how weird it is, the main premise of the movie, like the dark side of the main premise of the movie,
Yeah.
and just like set that aside for a second because it's a movie and enjoy the good performances, I'll say good, of people actually going through kind of a messy divorce, and it wasn't so dark as to be like a drama, but it didn't really treat it lightly enough where it wasn't taken seriously, and I appreciated that. But it was fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
How many fruits?
3.
Wow.
Hello, 3 fruits.
I guess I'll up my initial estimate to 1.5.
Because I would say you have to say it's not going to be as bad as Phantom Menace,
Oh.
which we still have to settle after this.
I mean, I will say, I think Phantom Menace was definitely worse.
Yep, agree.
I mean, because Phantom Menace, like, if I could have just, like, had an out-of-body experience where I could have just left the room. I mean, I know I can physically do that.
Yeah,
I could
you've
have
done it
physically
before.
just that's
You
true.
just pick up your phone and space out the whole time.
Yeah. Or you just literally walk out of the room when a cartoon lion gets stampeded.
Mm-hmm. That did happen.
It was very upsetting. So I really hated this movie, and I
Mhm.
hated it for so many reasons. I hated it because I felt like the fights were too real, so I couldn't enjoy that part, and I did not enjoy like how hard they had to work to put Robin Williams in the comical situations, and so it was hard to enjoy his reactions because it was just so stupid.
Yeah.
It was just so plainly like not what would happen in any given situation. It was so easy to get out of. Although I did try to set it aside, and for some periods of time I could. There were some moving parts. Is it Mara Wilson?
Wilson.
Amazing. I really could have done with her just being half of the movie, and maybe Robin Williams being the other half, and maybe they just have a discussion about gender fluidity and being open and honest with each other.
Sure.
I think I would have enjoyed that movie more.
So if like 20 minutes in, he shows up as Mrs. Doubtfire, steals his daughter, the rest of the movie is a
Runs
road
off.
trip.
Yep.
Just a road trip.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd
That
watch that
still
movie.
would be better
I'd
than
watch that
Phantom
movie.
Menace.
I would actually
Yeah,
watch that
for
movie.
sure.
Do we still get Harvey Weinstein for a little bit? Oh yeah, because he has to get the costume.
Yeah.
Feinstein?
Perfect. Love it.
Yeah, and
Into
I
it.
do love that opening sequence where Robin Williams is doing the voice of the characters, and it's just it's really great. There's some really lovely moments, but I felt overwhelmed and city slickered and angry.
So would you?
This was better than City Slickers. Will you give it that?
I mean, my memory is so poor. I do remember being angrier.
Do you remember that there was a gun in a calf's mouth in City
Norman!
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, City Slickers I hated more.
Yeah.
I probably hated City Slickers more than Phantom Menace.
Wow.
And I still hated Freaky Friday more than
That was
anything.
gonna be my follow-up
Yeah,
question.
yeah, I feel like there's nothing worse than
So
Freaky
it goes
Friday.
from bottom to slightly above bottom. It goes Freaky Friday, City Slickers, Phantom Menace,
Uh-huh.
this movie.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah, I nailed it.
great.
I also want to apologize to us and to our listeners for not voting earlier. I feel like this is a allegory for voting in real elections.
Isn't it?
You can't let yourself get distracted and become unengaged in
Oh,
the democratic
sure,
process.
that's true. I mean, sometimes you're looking at these movies, you're kind of like, I mean, none of them are really great. Like, I'm not really that into any of these choices. Like, I really would much rather there be like this out of nowhere movie where Robin Williams and Mara Wilson go on a road trip together. But I mean, that's not going to happen because the entrenched establishment is not saying that that is what they're going to provide to the audience.
Yeah.
As far as they're concerned, as far as the lobbyists and the consultants in Washington are concerned,
The clowns.
America doesn't want to see Robin Williams and Mara Wilson go on a road trip together. It's just not going to happen. It's a pipe dream. Okay? So just bite the bullet and vote for Homeward Bound.
Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.